Hello and welcome to a very special Tinto Maps post. This is the entire world, and we've been looking at these Tinto maps for a very, very long time now, and it is great to see them all together in the same image, and here they are. I think there's a couple of things I really want to say about this. First of all, when we have the whole map together like this, it definitely gives a more impressive sense of scale, right? Instead of being always zoomed in, and unfortunately this isn't the largest image in the world. Unfortunately, they didn't do what I had hoped, which was giving us a pixel to pixel sized map. But either way, instead of being zoomed in and then, scrolling around, you don't really get a sense of what else is out there, which is kind of what we've been getting with all of the rest of the Tinto maps. But now that we have the whole thing, you can zoom out, kind of take it all in at the same time, and basically it's easier to form opinions on certain things, like just how empty North and South America is. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel more strongly, in my opinion, that certain tags should be turned from Societies of Pops into playable tags purely because of this map. It makes me feel that way a bit stronger. But either way, no, it's cool to have the whole map. And of course, if you are someone who prefers to have maps colored in like I do, then this is what I will be seeing. Whether you will or not, that's up to you. But yeah, very cool. Building-based countries as well. There's a couple of things here that I find kind of interesting. Of course, obviously, we know that there is quite a lot of banking countries, a lot of the religious holy order countries. You can see some in Spain, some in Italy. Obviously, the Northern Europe as well, with I think these are like Hanseatic cities and such. Obviously, Japan as well is a big place for building-based countries, as that's where all of the daimyo are being represented. But I don't know why these guys are like, what is this? I'm pretty sure this is not. It's probably wasteland, but there's a lot of wasteland on the map, and none of that got colored in. So I don't know. I don't know what this situation is right now. I don't think anyone is actually playing here. But also, yeah, that's there's also stuff over here. Like, this is orange for some reason. I don't understand why. Maybe it will be mentioned in the comments somewhere. But it is a bank holiday in Spain right now, so there are no comments to get an idea of. Societies of Pops. This, obviously, it looks better, right? If this was overlaid on top of the country's map, I think people would be a lot more happy. If these were shown, even if you couldn't play them, if these were just shown on the country's map, maybe slightly desaturated or something like that, I think people would be a lot happier. Maybe that could be a thing that they consider doing, or maybe some modder can end up doing that. But it does look a lot healthier. Not everywhere, because there are still places that probably could do with a lot more Societies of Pops that don't have any. For example, Australia is 100% empty, whether you look at the country map or the Society of Pop map. So I don't know many people who liked playing in this area, but for those 12 people, that's something maybe sad for them. We have the full Dynasties map as well. This isn't 100% accurate because a lot of these dudes are, generated on first load. So not all of these are going to be, what you will see when you load up the game. But, Borokujin is excessively huge. Makes sense. Also, government type. Monarchies, republics, steppe hordes, and I guess holy orders are the white one, and then tribal as well. The only tribes is it clan tribes? I'm not sure what the brown is, but the only one being in Ireland is interesting. Oh yeah, it is tribe. But yeah, getting all of that. I think that's a map that we hadn't really seen too much of before. So that's cool. Court languages, French. This is the Norman French, but it's obviously shown as French. German, Latin, all that in Europe. Um, Interesting that there's no text over here. I think it's the same kind of situation we have in EU4, where when you zoom out just enough and scroll to the left or right, the things on the fringes lose the text. I think that's what we're seeing here, unfortunately. So I assume this is Chinese. Locations. This is certainly a map that makes YouTube compression cry. Because I doubt even if you're watching this in the full 1080p, you're probably not seeing exactly what I am. But I do like they've went with a more desaturated style for these rather than the super saturated ones that we'd seen before. It also gives a great look into the sea lanes, and I imagine what we might see here is the different colors here. You know, this is a very, very pronounced different color to this one. Is that how we're going to be seeing east versus west prevailing winds? Because that would be a really cool way of doing it. I still think arrows on this would be a better choice, or no, put both in. You know, colors and arrows. And the same over here as well. As for provinces, again, they have not done the thing that I don't like, which is having, you know, the wastelands colored in for provinces. Beautiful. We did learn that that was a debug mode that they were using that did that. Obviously, we're not going to be playing with debug mode for the most part. Yeah, this looks really good. I wonder, did they choose what to do with the American Stacy? I still see straight lines. I hope they choose to not have straight lines there. Areas now. Areas slightly more fine to have wastelands colored in, but still don't like it. And there you can see the straight lines in America. Hopefully that will change. Terrain map mode, and this one I do find very interesting, because obviously when you're only zoomed into a very certain section of the map, you're not seeing, you know, global climates, and you can definitely see the tropical. I mean, this is the same as in real life, right? The tropical, what's it called? The band that we have in real life, tropical areas, you know, arid areas, continentals, and oceanic. I think that map is awesome. This one, less so. If it had less black bars, if you had some other way of showing the wastelands, I would think this would be much cooler. But yeah, deep ocean there on the sea lanes, impassable ocean there as well. Yeah, very cool. And then obviously the terrain. Right, one thing I gotta mention as well before we go on. I had where was it? Was it in the Saturday building? I don't think it was. I think it was in the Tinto talks. At the very end of it, there was a post about what is being... No, it wasn't in the Tinto talks at all. It was in the Pacific Ocean on Friday. And at the very end of this, we had this list here. And obviously, we have the Terrain Tinto talks. And when I read this out the first time, I was like, okay, because we know that the next Tinto talks is going to be about how terrain affects the world. And then I had a comment on YouTube saying, oh, it's Terrain Tinto talks. We're going to see the terrain map. And I got excited, forgetting that the next Tinto talks was going to be about how vegetation and terrain and such affects the map. So I don't think this is the terrain map that I've been waiting for so much. I think it is just talking about these, as it's said here. John will talk on Wednesday about the effects of each terrain type. So the no hype to the no hype again is a nice little yo-yo. But anyway, vegetation as well. I think it looks really good, especially in Europe. America, like, you can tell. You could just tell which, like, you know, I suppose a lot of it is down to this is had a lot more people working the land and clearing the forests, whereas this definitely hasn't. So that's why this is more granular, spotty, and all that, and it makes sense. But it just looks like, you know, an artist who is like 12 years old made a drawing, and then they come back to it when they're 24 and they do this drawing. That's kind of the vibes that I'm getting from it, if you understand me. Either way, development also looking really nice. North Italy, the Low Countries, southern Spain, India, and obviously China is super, super developed. And then the rest of it is varying states of not as much. As for harbors as well, now we're getting all of the harbors, and yeah, America just getting an absolute glut of really, really good harbors. It's no wonder that they are the people of the world that have the most love for naval stuff. Nowadays, it used to be Britain, but yeah, we got overtaken. But yeah, getting all of those, and especially zoomed in now to Europe. This is the first time we've seen all of Europe's harbours in one place. Britain still has some really, really good harbours. Some decent ones in Ireland as well. Cork and the place next to Cork, and then I don't know what that place is called. I used to live in this country, and I have no idea. Denmark as well, having some good harbours. The Low Countries, France, Spain. Portugal less so. Portugal really suffering on the harbour front. Sicily is looking good. Various areas in Greece looking good. And then showing a map of European harbours was not shown previously. And again, if you have harbour feedback, give that over to them. Cultures, and this is a map that I think looks fantastic. And you have to remember as well, these are just the primary culture, the majority culture, because oh shit, get zoom. I need to zoom on this. Move your ass. Northumbrian. Northumbrian has been added. Again, I wish to say again that it should be North English and South English rather than splitting Northumbrian off and saying that these guys are no longer English. Not exactly my favorite solution, but better than having it all just English, maybe. The ability to form English as a unified culture during the course of the game is my preferred solution. But either way, we have the culture map, and I think this is where they've done a really good job. And as I was saying before I got excited, these cultures are not just solid. This location is this culture and this culture only, like in EU4. You will have Saxon pops in Czechia. You'll have Castilian pops in Portugal. You have Greek pops in the Ottoman Beyliks, and essentially what would be great is if we have the same situation as we have in Imperator, where you can go into your culture tab, click on a culture, and it will show you with a heat map where those cultures exist. Even if there is a single pop somewhere, it will show a color on that location to show that pop is there. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. Languages, pretty much the same as the court languages that we saw before, but English now in England makes sense. Lechitic, we've got Czechoslovak, Ruthenian, Russian. I'm not sure what the blue one is. Probably Valachian, I would imagine. But yeah, no, looking cool. Looking very cool. Religions as well. I think this is also a really good job done here. And again, there are a lot of Sunni pops still in Spain because, Reconquista didn't just wipe everyone out instantly. So there's still quite a few over there. I like seeing that. The animism split was completed and the grouping into bigger families is almost finished. There's still pending work on Western and Eastern Africa. So yeah, you can see these religions have been grouped back up into more, I guess, manageable situations. But yeah, there's still more work to be done there. Raw materials. Again, YouTube compression. Please, don't cry too much. You really can't get any sense of anything from this map. This is literally impossible. You can't zoom in far enough. Other than saying, in northern Ukraine, there's a lot of wheat, which I guess also makes sense for today. The black soil being very nice, and then the markets map. This one, I don't know, it feels very dark. I mean, obviously, it is very dark because of the gradient between high market access and low market access on the fringes. I'm still not a fan of Dublin market being a thing, especially not a fan of the idea of, Liverpool trading more with Dublin than with London, or even that, Liverpool being a less important trade hub than Dublin. I don't agree with that, but whatever. And England might be able to remove the Dublin market and have the whole of the British Isles in one market once they get the control and market access of everywhere to a decent point. Build roads, just build roads, you'll be fine. But yeah, market map looks really cool. And we have the total populations. So there is a total of 421 million pups worldwide distributed this way. And they're also pending a review because there's some duplicates and errors that they have to fix, as in Germany, plus some additions in other places, as discussed in different Tinto map threads. Almost 100 million in Europe, 260 million in Asia, 37 million in Africa, 20 million in America, and almost 2 million in Oceania. And that's all for today. Though there's pending work yet to be done in the new year, they think the progress since they started the Tinto Map series last spring is noticeable, something they wouldn't have achieved without feedback. They'll keep gathering, processing, and implementing it in the Tinto Map feedback post, continuing with the Maghreb review, which will be out tomorrow. And then Tinto Flavor will be starting on the 10th, which is this Friday, which I am super, super excited about. I don't know what country they're going to start with. Probably, if I'm going to guess, it's either going to be Spain or Sweden. But let me know your guesses in the comment section below, which one they're going to start with. But yeah, looking very much forward to that. No comments because today's a bank holiday, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think of Tinto maps. The fact that we have the whole map now is awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for Tinto Flavor. If you want to keep up to date and informed about everything coming out of Project Caesar, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out. I would very much like to get to 30,000 subs at some point this year. And yeah, we'll hopefully have a release as well. Or at least an announcement. But I'm tempted to say I'm positive, not positive. I believe we're going to get a release this year as well. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.